Hey, so today I'm going to talk about customer segments and channels and how people move around between them because that's one of the most consistently confusing parts of thinking about a business model. So in this example, we're going to be making a startup for grandmothers, and the product, we're assuming we've already done our customer development, so we know they want it, and the people are willing to pay for it. And the product's a help me app. Basically, it goes on your phone, and if the accelerometer feels a quick judder, it asks you if you're okay, and then sends the appropriate help. Um, if you haven't seen this canvas before, it comes from the business model generation site, and they've got this great PDF you can download. So check that out if you haven't. It'll help you out a lot. Um, Anyway, so grannies. The first thing to do, which tends to be really helpful, is to think about the other people who care about Granny getting this value proposition. So it could be her friends, this elderly strapping gentleman. It could be her adult children, the grandkids. All of these people basically want her to stay safe. In case there's an emergency, they want help to be able to get there. Then you've got like the insurance companies, and they want to spend less money, and if there is an emergency, to deal with it faster when it's still cheap. And then you've got the doctors and the carers, who want similar things to the insurance companies, but for slightly different reasons. Um, so any of these people who are in her ecosystem can become a helpful part of our business model. So kind of grab one out of the hat. A simple one is we're just selling things directly to Granny, and we're going to charge her. So she's going to spend tens of dollars initial purchase to buy the app, and then maybe she spends X per month, like up to $10 a month to keep the contact service open. It could be more than that. It doesn't really matter. Um, as for how we get it to her through the channel, friends are probably good for word of mouth. Maybe it saved one of their lives or the lives of someone they know. People tend to hang out with those who are around the same age. And then we could also get the doctors and carers involved. So whenever Granny's in for kind of a regularly scheduled checkup, he could say, hey, like, do you have a phone? Like, let me tell you about this thing, or you can leave it at the front desk and we'll even install it for you. Um, so this works. It is pretty straightforward. One of the problems, which may be a deal breaker, is the technical barrier to Granny actually feeling comfortable enough to purchase something on her phone and to then install it and maintain it and all of that. So a possible workaround there, we'll scoot back our business model a little bit. We could bring the adult children in, and we could even make it free for Granny. So adult children, they've got jobs, they've got disposable income. They just don't have a lot of time. They're busy and they can only help out so much. But getting something set up and doing it initially and sort of being the ones who are putting their credit card in is totally viable for them. Um, so yeah, here are the adult children of the customers. They're the one who are actually going to pay, and they're gonna give it to their parents, to Granny. And the channel here, we have a lot more options. Uh, because the adult children are more informed, and we can reach them through the ways we normally would. Online ads, search, all that stuff that we're generally comfortable with. And one of the key resources we might get could actually be the doctors here. It could be their recommendation saying this is a great idea, you got to get it for your parents, it'll really help out. And basically the revenue model stays the same, the product stays the same. Um, a third way we can go, looking at this pile, the friends don't have much money, the grandkids don't have much money, but the insurance agencies have a lot of money. Um, we'll make it green, they have so much money. uh, and bringing the insurance guys in to foot the bill completely changes the dynamics of the business model. Um, they have kind of a different value proposition. They want to save money on fall accidents. They want, when there's a fall accident, they want to get to it before it turns life-threatening and really expensive. And they also want fewer calls that aren't relevant. So having more information is great. I'm just making it green because that's their value, and the yellow is Granny's value. And the channel here is going to be different too. Like, you're not going to reach these guys through blogs. It's going to be direct sales, and this significantly changes the type of business you have. You're not going to be a sales organization, and you're going to be selling things. To scale the team, you're going to need to add salespeople rather than developers. You're no longer a software company. And equally, the revenue model becomes you're going to be making tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars per insurance company, and they're going to roll it out to kind of all of their clients in return for lower premiums. So if you use this app religiously, you'll get lower premiums. We can take better care of you. So yeah, the final thing here is your key resource. Whereas before it was maybe doctor recommendations to get the parents on board. Here it's going to be reports and data that you do in fact save money. They're not going to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on a hunch or a good idea, so you're going to need to spend a while building up that data, which may also be a deal breaker. Anyway, there are a ton of different ways you could go with this. I'm sure there are many more customer segments that we didn't explore, and sort of the rule of thumb is that the person who's using your product isn't always the best customer. If you're making a product for dogs, like if you're making the world's greatest dog toy, you'd never expect the dogs themselves to pony up the money for it. You'd realize that the owners care about the dog's happiness, so you'd sell it to the dog's owners. Similarly, if you're selling something to a grandmother, who else cares about the grandmother's health and happiness? If you're selling to schools, who else is motivated to get a good education system? Maybe the government, maybe the parents, maybe nonprofits. So yeah, look around in the ecosystem a bit.